All right, so here we are. We're about to do intern insulation training. This isn't going to be the advanced, like super detailed training, but it's going to kind of give you what you need to know when you're at the door and you think someone could really benefit from this. So let's get into it. So, if I'm talking to someone about insulation training, the first thing I want to find out is if it's something that they would probably qualify for. So the way you're going to do that is just by asking, hey, have you gotten the insulation rebate from DWP? If they haven't gotten the rebate, 95% chance that they could probably qualify for this rebate. So I'm going to say, okay, wow, absolutely. Well, have you heard about the insulation rebate? It's really good. They're going to say no. Say, okay, well, if you don't have enough insulation, because pretty much all houses these days have some insulation in their attic. If you don't have enough, DWP will pay for almost the entire cost to get you up to code. And essentially the reason for that is SB 350, which I have right here on my flyer. It's a Senate bill that requires that we double the energy efficiency of homes by the year 2030. And in order to double the energy efficiency of homes, there's a lot of incentives and rebates like the insulation program to try to get customers to want to actually do it. So most people have about 3 to 4 inches of insulation. I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So most people have about 3 to 4 inches of insulation, which looks like this. It's just not enough. And what DWP and what the state wants you to have to reach the new energy efficiency standards is about 12 or 13 inches of insulation. So we want you to be all the way up here. And then in colder climates, it's even higher. So if you don't have enough insulation, all we need to do to find out is just take a look in the attic, take a picture up there, and we pretty much know right away. But if you qualify, DWP will pay for almost the entire cost. It's usually about 80%. And if you pair it with some of our other upgrades, a lot of times you'll get it completely for free. And not only are you getting an upgrade, insulation is something you only have to do once. You'll never have to do this again. It's not like the insulation that you got 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, whenever the house was built. It's not bad. There's just not enough. That's the only reason that we have to do this. So we don't even have to remove the old insulation. We just need to add more. That's the main problem. And in addition to getting this upgrade done, that's, if they didn't take advantage of the rebate, they would have to pay for it out of their own pocket. So not only are they improving their house's value and getting an upgrade done that they don't have to pay for anymore, the other big advantage is they're actually making their home more energy efficient, right? And so when your home is more energy efficient, it doesn't need to use as much fuel. And the fuel that your house runs on, for the most part, is electricity. Most of the things in the house that turn on are electricity. And so the way that more insulation actually helps someone use less electricity is in the summertime. One of the biggest users of electricity is air conditioning. And so if you look on the screen here, you can see this red attic space. There's not very much insulation in there. And so what happens is in the summer, if it's 100 degrees outside, your attic is like 130 degrees. The attic is really, really hot. The sun's just baking through the roof all day. And so that attic gets really, really hot, and your AC is on in the house, but you don't air condition your attic. And so the only barrier between, your attic and the house that you're spending a lot of money to air condition is that insulation. And if you only have a little bit, if you only have a few inches, what happens is all of this hot air seeps in through that small amount of insulation and makes your house hotter. And then your AC has to work harder and stay on for longer in order to get your temperature to whatever you set the thermostat to. And so what we've seen is that when we put new insulation in and we bring the house up to code, people will save 5 to 20% off of their heating and cooling costs. And so that's how it helps from an electricity standpoint. And then in the winter, it helps with heat because heat rises. And when you have a better thermal barrier here, when you have more insulation, it blocks that heat from just escaping and going straight into the attic in the winter time. And so it'll actually lower the gas bill as well, because the gas bill is how we pay for heating. So you actually save from insulation all year round. In the summer, your AC won't have to work as hard. In the winter, you won't have to spend as much money on heating your house. And the best part of all this is that DWP is going to pay for almost the entire cost. And if you do another upgrade, you know, you'll pretty much get the entire thing paid for. So at an energy assessment, what we do is we take a picture. Our expert will figure out if they actually qualify for that rebate. And then if they do, we'll let them know what the cost is and then how much of that money they're going to get back from DWP, or if we're actually able to do it for free by pairing it with solar or something like that. So that is how insulation works. It's fairly simple. Has one of the best rebates right now. And all we're doing is helping people see if they qualify to get DWP to pay for almost the entire cost and making their homes more energy efficient at the same time. That is it.